This video is for other new native plant gardeners. As someone who's only been at it 3 months, I've already had a few surprises. And if you're starting a new wildlife landscape, I'm here to tell you there are a few unexpected things ahead. I'm going to share with you 4 things I quickly discovered that were not at all what I envisioned when I first started. My journey with native plants actually started in winter this year. I was getting that itch to be outside gardening. A few years ago, my husband had removed some overgrown bushes from our front yard. And I knew the first thing he was going to ask me come spring was what I had planned to do in that area. I started doing some research and soon came across the concept of native plants. And soon I had been down all the internet rabbit holes, read all the Doug Tallamy books, and joined a local backyard native plant challenge for the summer. But once it was go time, things got real, very fast. I had visions of drifts of flowers with bees, butterflies, and birds frolicking in my landscape. But the first thing I quickly learned was that a lot of pollinator garden plants require full sun. And my yard only has one small full sun spot. And sure, since then, I've found that there are some really beautiful part sun and full shade perennial native plants, but it took some research to get there. It wasn't as obvious as the full sun plants that you see in most publications. So keep in mind your plant selections will really be dictated by the sun in your yard and the type of soil that you have. The second thing I quickly learned was that most native perennials will not bloom in the first year. They take some time to get their roots established. So in fact, it probably won't look like they're doing much at all because all of the growth will be going on underground. So I had to adjust my expectations. I had to focus on the long game. I've learned a couple sayings since then that refer to native perennials taking some time to get established. Some folks say plants sleep, creep, then leap. And I've also heard the saying that plants survive, strive, thrive. So it may take 3 years before you really see a great amount of growth. But here's a tip. You can certainly add some native annuals to get some instant gratification. Plus, a lot of native annuals self-seed, so you'll probably see them again next year. The third thing I learned is that native landscapes are as much about removing invasive species as they are about adding in new native plants. So this summer, I've spent the majority of my gardening time removing periwinkle that has made its way over from my neighbor's yard. It's exhausting, it's frustrating, it seems never ending. And that leads to my fourth point. There's probably no way I'm even going to get to removing the invasive burning bush in my yard this summer. Remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Maybe aim for a specific garden bed each season. Don't let the fact that it's not going to be an immediate, thriving, wonderful native garden that you envision stop you from moving forward. Remember, you're still making progress and making an immediate impact on your local wildlife. Native plant gardening has really been an exercise in patience and research for me. I'm only 3 months in, but can already tell that native plant gardens are the way to go. So I encourage you to start your wildlife landscape journey as well.